You're about to go off-roading for the first time in your Rivian, and maybe this might be your first vehicle that you actually go off-roading with. Hey, stop. So you're about to take your Rivian off-road for the very first time, and the people are telling you to air down your tires to make it a lot smoother ride. You grab the onboard compressor hose, and you think that possibly Rivian built something in there to help you deflate your tires. Well, they didn't, and I'm going to kind of show you how to deflate and inflate your tires, so then that way when you get to the trail with a group of other Rivians or even other manufacturers, you're not looking like a complete noob, which is completely fine for you to be. But I kind of want to kind of give you some tips and steps to do to get your vehicle ready to go off-road. You don't need to go to the extent that I've gone. I've got rock sliders, and I upgraded to the Falcons for better sidewall protection, better grip, and everything like that too. You don't need to do that. What I'm going to teach you right now is actually how to air down your tire. Now, let's see what Rivian gives us. We'll come up here and open up the gear tunnel. Inside here is your air compressor hose. Mine's going to look a little different because I have this. This is from the Soonish guys. It's great. It actually makes it a lot easier for you to put it inside this container. This is what it looks like. It just allows you to wrap around and gives you a solid base for you to work with. Now I'm kind of coming from an off-road background with Tacomas, Crosstreks, or Tacomas and Subarus. Now I'm coming from an off-road background overlanding background with my 4Runner that I set up to actually go out on my own. I had air pumps, I had tire repair kits, I had my own winch, I had a lot of things. In the Rivian, no one has really set up a winch yet for here, but we do have certain things like the air hoses here, which is kind of nice. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up right now and actually talking to you guys about this today, one of the events that I just went to with the Emerald City Rivian Club, some of the owners, this is their first time ever taking a vehicle off-road, and it could be, a little nerve-wracking. I think the first event that we ever went, off-roading event that I went to, we brought them to Tahuya. Oh Lord, that probably wasn't a good first time off-road event. But there's a few people who needed some assistance, which is completely fine. If you don't know how to do something, ask somebody, because you don't want to damage your vehicle, you don't want to break something, stuff like that. Now, a lot of them were trying to, I don't want to say a lot, there's a couple people who were trying to just plug this in and deflate the tire that way by putting 35 psi in the air pump and hoping that it would deflate. It doesn't. Rivian, I think you kind of missed out on this one. But to go as basic could be, you just need a little tire gauge that you could get at like AutoZone to help deflate your tires. One, it'll help tell you what you have in your tire, and it also helps deflate by pressing this button back here. Let's try it out. So first things first, you want to take off the cap that's here. Now the reason why you want to run a cap all the time is because if this little thing gets damaged, look, I'm barely pressing it with my nail right now. It can easily get damaged, but it protects from that. And say like if you park against a curb, it won't damage it, nor will it let out air. So you just take the back side right here and just press this. Now, things that we do have in the Rivian to tell us our PSI is right here. Now, you actually have to roll in order for it to calculate from the test sensors. See, I haven't updated since 902, so with me deflating right now, I won't know. So this is why it's important to actually have a gauge with you, so then that way you know how much you deflated and you don't accidentally deflate too much to where you debead the tire. If you debead the tire, you're going to have bad luck. You're going to have some bad times. There's tips and tricks how to rebead your tire, but I'm not teaching that today. I'm just teaching you how to air down your tire. Now, come back here and keep pressing it to your desired amount and then test it. So, flip it around here. It's showing nearly 45 pounds. I just pulled it out again, and yep, 45 pounds right now. For the length of the video, I'm not dropping it all the way down to 25 pounds. I typically do 30 pounds, and we're fine. It makes it a lot smoother ride. The reason why you want to deflate your tires, I sometimes just don't. I don't mind a little rougher ride, because in comparison to a normal truck, the air suspension in this is still quite plush. But you want it for a smoother ride, less of a chance of a puncture, and more grip whenever you're off-road. Like if you saw the video of me going up the hill while it was all muddy.
Oh, we made it!
Maybe. Oh, so close. I didn't have my tires all the way down. I had it down to 35. If I had it down to 25, I probably would have made it to the top of that hill. But the mud caked on really, really fast, and this is a big beast. She had the power, but it didn't have the grip. That being said, also in rocky, sandy, muddy conditions, gives you a lot better grip. There's a recent video that just came out on YouTube that says even in snow, lowering your tire pressure can help with grip. Now, that being said, I don't recommend driving around highway speed at lower tire pressure. Once you get back on road, you want to get back there, hook up your air compressor, and air back up so you're not damaging your tire, because it's going to be putting a lot more pressure on the sidewall, and it's going to cause it to heat up. And whenever it heats up, and it's taking the entire weight of the car, because now it's like squishing it. And I actually did that in a Hyundai Tiburon. I drove from Vegas to Louisiana in like 2 nights, right? And not realizing that I didn't air up from the track, and I was down to like 18 psi, but I had sports tires on, and it had a big knot on the side, and I was looking at it. As I was looking at it, it popped, and so I had to go and do a whole new tire, and that was a whole event on its own. But properly raise your tires to the proper amount of psi. Typically on your door card, it's going to say what psi you should be at. If you're running LT tires and you're towing, you can raise up the pressure to like 65 or so. Check with your tire manufacturer so that you know what to do. But for Rivian owners, just come here to the door card and it will tell you for the stock size 48 psi. Discount Tire and other tire companies will just typically put you back at 48. I like running 50. I like a little bit more air in there, but you'll find your settings. There's actually a lot of talk within the Emerald City Discord about different tire pressures that we should be running, but we're all running different tires than the OEM Scorpion Pirelli Scorpions. A lot of us are running LT tires, which is light truck tires. They are thicker sidewalls, and they also can handle off-road a little bit better, but you do lose range. I lose range. On a good day, I am happy if I can get 3.0 or 2.0. I'm usually like 1.95, and if it's cold, 1.6. Well, we won't talk about that. So let's go ahead and air back up. So after you open your tailgate, you'll come right back here to the, let's set you up, to the air compressor. Now, it's kind of always on. So that's one reason why you want to have it shut, and that anything in the back of your vehicle isn't in here knocking it over. Now, this thing, you pull back the collar, and it allows for you to put it in. Now, the reason why, they have some ball. I don't know if you guys can actually see this, but inside you can see the balls. But if you pull it back, the balls disappear, and it allows for things to actually go in it. So you stick it in. God, this sounds so wrong. Pull it back, and now it's in, right? So what you want to do is set your PSI to the proper PSI. Remember, your vehicle said 48. So this is down, this is up, down, and up. Remember, this does not lower your PSI. You have to do it manually. Now, there are different tools out there that you can lower your PSI with a tire gauge checker, to where you just pull it and it pulls the stem, which is kind of nice. Or a deflate. There are some tools out there that are like this, but it's for all 4 tires at once, and you could deflate that way, and it's kind of using the same kind of tire gauge and everything. Now, when you get down here, there is a certain way you want to put this in. Now, if you put it in like this, it's going to jam up right here. You want to have this piece facing the outside. Now, it could be different for your different inflators, but now it's on. So now that we have this connected and this connected, you want to press your 3rd button. It's going to test your PSI, what it's currently at, testing again, and now it's going to fill up to the 50. So we just sit here while it fills up. Like I say, on the groomed forest roads, I really don't air down. It does make for a little bit better ride, but even in Capitol Forest, we had a tire puncture because I'm not sure what happened. But you got to be careful whenever you're out there too. The reason why I say that, a lot of people like to burn things like pallets, and they'll do it in the middle of the roadway sometimes. And what's in pallets? Nails. They don't pick up the nails. So your tire is going to pick up a nail. Now, it's done. You can see it's balancing between 49 and 50 psi. It's fine. It's not exact all the time, but it's good enough. Now, even with a tonneau cover on, this will reach to your front tire. Now, you just want to wrap it from underneath here, bring it underneath all the way to here, and put it for this tire. Now, again, only fill it up to 50 psi. Future Dom here, and Maple. There's also something you got to watch out for with the compressor. Each tire, you want to reset your compressor to the PSI that you actually want. For whatever reason, it doesn't work out exactly fine each time, and it just, once you go to a new tire, it checks a new air pressure. It, for whatever reason, keeps filling up until you stop. So each time that you go to a new tire, go down 1 and then up 1, back to your normal PSI. I hope that makes some sense. All right, thank you. Another thing that you actually want to actually know how to do whenever you're going off-road, especially alone, I don't recommend going off-road until alone unless you have some experience with changing your tire, self-recovery, and everything like that. It's even kind of tricky for whenever I go off-road. The reason why I say that is, so when going off-road, you definitely want to have a spare tire. There's been people who don't have spare tires. In fact, I think R1Ss don't even come with a spare tire. They come with like a small spare tire. That might get you back, but I wouldn't want to risk it. So off-roading with an R1S, just don't break it. Just don't pop a tire. My guard dogs, would you just look at them? So vicious. So vicious. To access your spare tire, all you got to do is lift this up right here, and it will open up for you. Now, I have a tonneau cover, so it's a little bit harder to get in and out. Same with actually having the tint on top. This thing actually opens all the way vertically, so it's a lot easier if you don't have anything in your tailgate. So yeah, this is where your spare tire is. There should be a rod in the middle. I don't have it in there properly. Yeah, the one thing about the rod in the middle, you can actually take that out to make sure you can easily take the rim in and out. The rim and tire, the wheel per se. One thing about the bed I did want to show you is that there is ways to get gunk inside between your spare tire cover and the bed. I haul a lot of hay in the back of this thing whenever I need to. So hay does get in here, sand does get in here, and dirt. So you want to be cognizant of that. I think another good rule of thumb is to make sure that your spare tire actually has air in it and isn't dry rotted or something. I'm not saying that your tires should be dry rotted. It's still relatively new vehicles. But I know a lot of people who have needed to put air in their tire just to find out that their spare tire is no good. There is a jack that is in there with puck that goes with the jack for your jack points underneath. If you're using like a bigger jack, I'll show you guys that in a second, you actually need a puck. But for the spare tire right here, it comes with its own and should be pretty simple and straightforward to use. Good for you to put everything back the way they should. For the simple fact, it makes things a lot easier whenever you need to try to find it yet again. So I wrapped it all up, put it in there, shut this, move that down, move that down, and now it locks back up. We're good to go. Shut it, and we're now on the road. So if you have any kind of questions about off-roading or what your Rivian can and cannot do, ask somebody. You can ask me, you can reach out to me. I will be more than willing to help you. I don't want to see you damage your Rivian out in the wild, even though I might damage my Rivian out in the wild. Where is someone like me to help me not do dumb things? Oh yeah, that's right. They're encouraging me to do dumb stuff. But again, be prepared, know how to use your tools in your vehicle. We'll even go over max tracks and how to use those in the future so that in case you're out in the snow and you need to get yourself out. Anyways, you guys have a great day. Take care. Have a good holiday, whatever holiday that you celebrate, and stay safe. Take care.